very good morning to all. I am Arul Arasu from Department of Computer Science. I am going to take in class today the topic about GUI checklist. So before I move to the GUI checklist, so what do you mean by GUI? So just we having anyone tell me what are the types of GUI? Can you anyone tell me? So GUI actually there are two parts. One it called about a command line and another one it called about a graphical user interface. So there are two mainly that are connected with the computer, can communicate with the two important things. One it called a command line interface and another one it called about graphical user interface. So here now we are going to see about the graphical user interface. So graphical user interface, we know very well, it normally the computer can connected with the images using for the computer application. So what is GUI testing? So here we are going to discuss about GUI testing, right? So GUI, it means we have to testing the application from the graphically instead of manual testing, right? So graphical user interface, normally it can be testing with all the controls like buttons and then text box and images. So instead of manual testing, graphical user interface, graphical user testing can be using for these days. So need of GUI testing. So what are the purpose we are using normally GUI testing? So there are mainly there are a few reasons. The mainly that testing not only tested for the controls, it also instead of controls it also can be tested with your particular control width size, height size and then image size position. So these are the reasons are very important these days. The computer GUI can be tested, it can be tested properly with internally and also with externally also. So in early days the GUI, the testing will be tested with the external part only, we have to going to test it. But nowadays the testing will be changing with the two reasons. We have changed the two important things, because the tester will be tested both designing part as well as coding part. So in earlier the tester will be tested only or testing with the coding part, but nowadays the tester will be also checking with the designing. So in the designing part will be checked by the reason of GUI. And then there are few techniques are normally are categorized into the GUI part. There are the first one it called manual based testing, and then second one record and then replay, and then third one it called about model based testing, right? So that first we took manual based testing. The manual based testing, so the manual based testing normally that tester will be checked manually. So it after that tester can be checked, after that there is one output will be came. So that output can be conformed with the actual result. And then second thing, record and replay. So this is a very important part for the record and replay. So there are two parts normally GUI testing can be using. The one it called record set and another one it called playback. So record set it's normally doing for that particular tool, for during the captured by the automation tool, and then replay it is normally using for the execution part. So these are the two main part for the tester will be testing. The techniques will be using for the once you go into running the program and then executing program. That is the two parts for running. For a record means there is a running the program, and then executed part it will come under the playback. So these are the one example. So there is a recording part. The tester will be checked that for the additional two numbers. After that once the recording set is over, after that there is a playback will be come. So once the playback, it will be showing for the output for that particular recording the application, right? So this is one important scenario, because when we going to adding the two numbers or whatever may be going to the giving the input, based on the input the output will be showing. So this is the record and replay. There is a whole automatically it can be executed from the starting to ending part of your application. And the next one, the last one of that model based testing. So there are these are testing is normally called model based testing. So this testing it will be using for the graphical description of the system behavior. After the graphical description, normally this testing will be based on your input values. Based on your input, you have to get the output. You have to compare it with your actual result with your current result. So model based techniques, it is a techniques normally it helps for to understand and predict the system behavior, right. So this is the model based technique. So just I want to quick recap about the today's session. So first thing, so there are we have to see there is a today about a GUI checklist. What is GUI, and then what are the techniques we are using the GUI, and then need of GUI. So GUI is nothing but graphical user interface. It normally it helps the application for the user for to predict the result, and also to it can be useful for to identifying the errors. And then we have need of a GUI. It's not only for the controlling the controlling the device. It also we could controlling the we have to analyzing the control size, width size, and then height size also. And then last one, there are the techniques we are using. There are 3 types of techniques. One it called about manual based technique, and another one it called playback and then replay, and then last one it called model based technique, right. Thank you all.